Hi all. So welcome to another day on this JMeter training. Uh, so we are in this day. you know, We are going sequentially. So currently we are doing end-to-end scripting and etc. So we ended in last session we ended till here. Yeah, somewhere in how to do correlation. So till here. So now we will see how to do correlation. Correct. So in that we were discussing some point, and this was the last slide where we ended. So in this, what was said that first identify the dynamic values one by one, the script, starting from top and deal with one at a time. So and we identified one value as well. Let me first open everything. So this is JMX file. We'll open the recording log, which is in archive folder. Right. So this is recording log. And always remember, after opening the recording log, this file should not be kept here. So you can just select and press delete or backspace and it will be removed. Okay. So uh, again, starting from top, we have to just go one by one. So like home page, again, I'll do that. So home page, like you see, there is no such value in header also. There is nothing else. Then again, enter store, right? So we do not see any such value. Header, also header manager, there is nothing. Next is sign in. So sign in, we see a value in URL, which is request URL. Right? And in header, again, header also, there is nothing, right? Generally for this application, it's not there, but we have to check. We have to check because maybe some other application in header, some value can. And how to verify, right? If you are confused, you have to record the same thing 2 times and then the problem will be solved. So we have a value here. We have got the value, right? So we have to identify the dynamic value one by one in the script from top, right? And we have to deal with one at a time. So we have got one value. Now we have to fix it. So dealing means extracting the value, right? And passing it. So that whole process. So that is what we are going to do, correlation and parameterization. So we have identified that. Now next, find its occurrence in previous response of that request wherever it is passing. So in which request it is passing. In some requests, there is a request in which that value is passing, right? So we have to find its occurrence in previous response. Always look back because server has sent that in previous response only, right? Always first server will send it. So we have to look back in previous response of that request where it is passed, okay, in the recording log. Okay, and where you have to look for that in the recording. So it may be present in response body or response header. So, so let us say, so this value is here in this is the value, right? So we have to copy that value, which is this one. Copy that, and we have to look back. So look back means this value is passing in this request, which is request number 34, right? So we have to look in previous response. So maybe server have sent that value in response of 16 or in response of 5. Okay. Where we will find it in the recording log. And that is how, that is why you'll see why recording log is important, why we save. Because, uh, yeah, when we did the recording, that time, what happened, everything is saved in recording log, right? What request went, what response came, everything. So when we were doing the recording, so this request got fired, this got fired, this got fired. So maybe in response of this or in response of this, server has sent that value, right, which is passing back to the server in this request. which is passing back to the server in this request. Correct. So where we will know that? So in the original recording log or the recording log. Correct. So very simple. Now, okay. So in recording log here, we have to find that value, uh, right? This value uh, either in six. So it's passing in this, right? So we have to find it either in 16 response of 16 or response of 5. Always look back, right? So in this is the recording log, and in this recording log, we have to check that in response of request number 5 or request number 16 somewhere here. It will be shown. I think this is now in that also there is a thumb rule. Okay. So what is that thumb rule? Thumb rule is that first find that value in response of immediate previous request. Means which is the immediate one? Immediate previous. Okay. Immediate previous. In response of immediate previous request. 80 to remember 80 to 90% chance is there. You will find that value from sent by server in immediate previous request response or in response of immediate previous request. Meaning it's same thing, right? Like this is the request. So before that, which is that request, right? Immediate one. So in that response, server has sent that value, and 80 to 90% of cases. Okay, this all I have written from my experience that in 80 to 90% of cases, you will find that value in immediate previous request response. Okay, or you can say immediate response, immediate previous response. So same thing. Fine. So that we have to look back in that. That is thumb rule. If in that it's not present, and we have to find in either request body or request header. And again, I've told right that 80-90% chance that always comes value always comes in body only. Okay, 90% of cases value will be in body only, or 95. I've said 95% of cases value will be always in body from server side. In 5% you will find in response side. So you have to find that in immediate one. If it is not there, right? If it is not there, then second option, we have to find in all other previous one by one or all at time. You can search like other previous. So it means that this value is passing in this request, right? This request, it passed back to the server. So it means that immediate previous response is 16, right? Or the response of 16 is immediate previous response. So we have to look that first, go and look into that. If it is not there, then you can look in 5. So same way, suppose there is a value here in 71, you can see these are user inputs, but with that you see here the two dynamic value where they passed back to the server. And these were the value when we did the recording and when we filled this data, right? Now, as per the rule, before that, right, if you see, before this is the request. Now, before that, right, if you go back, so 58 is there, 55, 53, 57, so many are there, right? So in any one, in response of any one of this, right, in the response of any one of this, these two value can come from the server side. Okay. But so what is the thumb rule? First, you will go and find in response of immediate previous request. So this is immediate. So you will go in recording log, go to 58 and check in response body or in response header. If it is there, fine. If it is not there, then we have to look back in like one by one, like in 55, 53, 57. Okay, like that. So one by one, we have to go back. But generally, remember, in immediate only, you will 90% of chance is there you will get it in immediate one. Now, one, yeah. So, okay, fine. So we will copy this, right? Let's say we'll copy this value and go to 16. Where is that 16? In recording log? So here is that 16. Just click on that. When we click on that, we know, right, what we get. We get some details called temporary result tab, request tab, response data tab, right? So in request, no need to find because we have to find that in response. So just come to response data tab and response body response header. Right? So search paste that value here and click on find. So when you click on find, if that will be there in it, it will be highlighted in green. So see. I have shown this earlier as well. So obviously it will be there, but today we are talking about process, right? So it is there. Means yeah, yeah. So what it means that next time again when we'll be rerunning the test or even in JMeter or in EY, right? When we do in browser, in always in response of 16 here, that new value will be coming and it will be passing back in this, right? Back to the server. Yeah. So this always happens. Now, same way, let us say that in 71 we have a value here. If two values are there. So first we have to find that in 58, right? Immediate one. So you can always go, suppose this. Here is the 58, right? So anyone. This is 58. Okay. 58. So and we are in response body. So search put that value here. Control V. Remove this value and put it and then click on find. So actually I've zoomed this JMeter a little bit more. So that's why it's not coming very beautiful. Just to show you guys, I have increased the fonts. Yeah. So you see here in that response that source space value is there. Okay. So what is the thumb rule? That if that value is passing in request 71, so it means that it will be always in back request response sent by the server, right? So first we have to look in 58. So we went to 58 and then in that also go and find in response body. 95% of chance it will be there in response body. If that is not there in response body, you'll find in response header. You have to search in response. The same way you can paste here and search it. Okay. But in only 5% cases, the value will be there in response header. Now, next thing what I told. So that is the first thumb rule, right? Now, if that value is not there in 58, means you search in response body or response header. So if it is not there in 58, then what we will do? So we have to slowly look back in 55, 53, slowly one by one, right? So in that case, what you can do, you can do a global search because first that value is passing in 71. Immediate one is 58. You have searched in, we have searched in 58, let us say. If it is there, fine. If it is not there, then it can be 55, 50, anywhere, right? One by one, back only one by one we have to go. So one by one, going to each one will be more time consuming. So in that case, you can use global search, right? You can put that value here and put that value here and click on search. So wherever that value will be there, all requests will be highlighted like a red. So I'll do that. I'm going to, I put in that here. I'll click on search. So when I click on search, if you see from top, if I just scroll down, so this is highlighted in red. Red boundary has occurred here. Hope it's visible, right? So it means that value will be here. Okay. Right. So like that, in one go, you can identify, right? Because so one by one going to 55, 53, 47, not time consuming. So first always go and find in immediate one. If it is not there, then if you see that more requests are there in backward, right? So going one, instead of going one by one, you can put that value here and do search. So in whichever request that value will be there, that will be highlighted like this rate, right? And then you can go and search it. So that is the rule. Okay. So this is the first find in response of immediate previous request, 80 to 90% chance you'll get that value. And if it is not there, then find it response of all other previous records. If if value is occurring at two or more places in previous responses, then consider immediate previous response. Means sometime if we are looking back, so maybe that value. Suppose you are searching that value, so you have seen that that value is in the response of 55 also or 58 also. So which one you will consider? Sometime it happens, never always. It never happens always. Sometime. So always consider the immediate one. Like here it is passing, so immediate. Fine. So that's done. Now going back, let us. So we have to first fix this one. This one. So we searched that, right? We this searched this value and it was in 60. Okay. Or yeah, it is in 60. You can copy that in here. So it's here, right? Now, next, what is we have to do is prepare the regular expression to extract it and then test it. Okay. Prepare the regular expression to extract it and test it. So what we have to do, there is this line, I'll talk about that later on. This is about non-conventional. Currently, we are fixing the convention. What is conventional? Conventional means the real authentication tokens. Non-conventional one are the business related. So business related will fix later. So for business related, I have written this line. So we'll talk about that. Fine. So prepare the regular expression to extract it and then test. So what it means that we have to prepare a regular expression which can extract this value. Now how that is prepared, right? So it's not very hard. Actually, what we have to do is we have to take something from left hand side, some content, and some content from right hand side. So the content that you see on right hand side is called right bound, and the content that you see on left hand side are called left bound. Okay. This is right hand side. So from where the value is ending, remember how you will identify. So value is ending here after 6. So after 6, whatever the things are there, that is right bound. And value is starting from 5, right? So before 5, whatever the things are there, that is left bound. So this whole content, right? So left bound, right bound. Now what we have to do is we have to take something from left hand side along with the value and something from right. Now how much to take and what to take, that all I'll explain. But for now, let us say I'll take from here to here. And I'll come here and I'll just, so I've selected all, then press Control C to select it. Now we can open a notepad. I have pasted it. Okay. So now what we have to do is, so this is the content of left side and this is the content of right, and this is the back. Now what we have to do is, we have to keep the content of left hand side as it is. Then we have to keep, we have to write a syntax called braces dot plus question mark braces close, and then we have to keep the right like this. So instead of value, we will keep this syntax. So how it will be, like just copy this till here, right? The value is starting from here. So whatever all the thing you have to copy. Remember, we have to always first recognize what is the starting point of value, right? So what is the starting of the value and what is ending of the value? That is the important thing to identify. So I've copied that. I'll put it. So let me zoom it. So hope you can see, right? Now instead of value, we'll put that syntax, which is braces dot plus question mark braces close. Braces dot plus question mark braces close. Okay. And then this right hand side stuff. Value is ending here. So after that whole thing, we'll keep copy and we'll put it. Right? This is done. Now, so this is done. This regular expression is prepared. Now next point is we have to test it. So this regular expression, why we have prepared? Because it is going to extract this value out. It is going to extract this value. That is why this syntax is given. And that's why you see from here, whatever the things are there, all are. And from here, whatever the things are there, they all are. Because this part is changing, right? So maybe here changing, and next time here new value is going to come. So we need that new value, right? So and so this is for extracting that value. So this is done. Now we will test it. We have to test it. Just copy that and whole thing. Come to JMeter. And in the same view, okay, in the same view with 16 as selected. Remember, in the same 16, in the same view. From this drop down, choose choose this regular expression tester. You see, second one, reg XP tester. Okay, reg XP tester in the same. And then we have to put that here and click on test. So, so when we put that here and click on test, then you will see so many things stuff. Here it's saying total 11 match, fine. Our value that which the value which we need is coming at match 1 1. There are you will see total 11 match it is showing here. And remembering that there will be two stuffs. Always you will see there will be two stuffs. Okay. One stuff with 1 0 1 1, another right. So 1 0 and 1, or 2 0 2 1, or 3 0 3 1, or 4 0 4 1, right? So the thing that has 0 in that we do not consider, right? Okay. Or let it be here 2 0 or 3 0, we do not consider that, because if you see that it shows everything, the left hand side stuff, the value, the right hand side stuff, all the thing, right? So that we do not consider. We have to consider the output, the extracted value. So extracted value is coming, right? You see, and it's coming at match 1. Means at the first match only, the value which we need is coming out. So let it be, right? We will not bother about all the stuff which are downside. So this is how this expression is prepared and tested. Okay. Now, even now, suppose I'll run this. So same 16. Yeah. Enter store, that is enter store. This is 16. This is rerunning, right? Replay, rerun. Go. Let us go to response, and we are response body, and it's selected. Now I'll from drop down I'll choose regex tester, regular expression tester, and then I'll put this same extractor. It is already copied. I'll put it test. So you'll see right, new value as this is the recording log, right? This is the recording, and it is here. And when we are running, so we know that, right? Every time server is sending me new value in the same place, and it's getting extracted. So the new value is getting. If I go back to text original code, so this is that line, right? We have the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. So purpose is to extract this. value, because when we will be running again, new value will come, and same thing it should work here also. So it's working, right? This F7 is if you try it here also, it's getting extracted, or here, the original one getting extracted. So it means that this expression is working. Now next is so step 3 done. Now step 4. Use regular expression extractor to extract that value and store it in a variable. So now what we have to do is we have to use a regular expression extractor to extract that value using this expression, and we have to store that value in a variable. So this regular expression extractor, we know it's one of the post processor. We have explained, we have seen that, right? Or we have discussed a little bit about this on last session. So what we have to do, where to use that? Remember where to use that. So we have to use that where we found this value. First of all, see this value. So this value is present where? The value which we are finding, this is the value which we are finding. That value is present where? It's present in response of 16, right? In response of 16. So what we have to do is in 16 here, okay, we have to add that extractor, this regular expression. So we have to simply right click here, go to add, go to post processor, right click where? Right click on 16, go to add, go to post processor, and you'll see regular expression extractor. So just click on. So when you click on that, you'll see. Now there are a few, so it has some settings. Fill in these settings or this input value. First of all, the regular expression that we have just prepared and we have just tested, right? And which is working also, correct? This expression which we have prepared and we have tested also, and it is work. It has to work. Remember, if you are preparing the expression and when you are testing that, desired output, the desired output should come. Then only this expression is fine, right? Uh, or okay. So so we have prepared that and we have tested and it's okay also. So this expression now, copy that and we have to put that in this second line. Right? Okay. Then, so that is done. Now what other details we have to fill? So first of all, this detail. Here we have to give a name. So what will happen? This extractor using this expression is going to extract this value or the new value whenever we'll be running. It is going to extract that. Now this value, it has to be stored in a variable. Okay. So that, okay, variable. Okay, remember. So that's why this is given variable name of the created variable. We have to give a name. Now what name? So remember, in programming language, when we declare a variable, it's int I or string s or character char c. Like that, we do typecast, right? And so declaring the data type. What is that data type we do for any variable? But here, these are scripting tools, so this stuff is not required. Variable name we give, but before that in programming language, we declare the data type. But here, no, directly you give a name, simple name. Okay. Now what name? So remember, name should be reflecting the name of the value. So what is the value? This is the value. What is its name? JSON ID. Right. So do not use exact same. No, right? Exact. Do not use. Right. I'll write it here. Do not use exact spelling, because multiple mismatch can happen, right? But with same name, you can change the letters and something. So I'll show you. So its name is JSession ID. So we'll keep our variable name, some JSession ID only, with some change. So what change? First thing, so you can do like this as well. You can keep JSession. So you see this, it's same, right? It's same, name is same, almost pronunciation is, spelling, everything is same, or you can change the spelling. But few letters are changed, and that's variable is changed. It's not same, but its name is reflecting that. Fine. Now, what is the proper way to give that? Okay. So proper way to give that is, remember, whenever we do correlations, so we have to use, it's a best practice. Okay. Not a very important, like, see, few things are mandatory, few things are best practice. So this is not mandatory, but best practice. So we can use a C word, a small c, for correlated variables. So what you can do is, we can use C and then underscore and then give the variable name. Okay. So I'll write it here, C underscore, sorry, not variable name is Jesus. Right. You see, C underscore Jesus and fine, simple, very simple. No, nothing, nothing hard to understand here. So this is done. This is done. Next is template. So we will talk about template maybe more on later on. But for now, template generally in 90% of cases here, we have to always give $1. Right? What is this and why we give that? I'll explain that coming session. But for now, you give $1. Yeah. So you have to simply type dollar $1. Okay. Yeah. Then comes match number. Before match number, I'll try to fill first this default. So default value generally we will say not found. Why we will give not found, another thing I'll explain. But we will write it like variable name not found. Okay, not found. Variable name underscore not found about default. So variable name is this. We'll copy that. We'll put it here. Then we'll put underscore in capital. If we write, it's better because it is eye catching. So you will see what is the use of this also slowly. So everywhere variable and not found will be writing. That is common, and generally this is also common. Okay, everywhere. This will change because this variable and whatever you will be giving, that you have to update. Fine. Now come the match number. So match number is that match where we are getting our value. So if you see the value which we are getting is coming at match 1, 1. So it means the first match, right? So that same match number we have to update it. Our value which coming at match 1. So we will give that. Okay. And keep saving your work. Keep saving your work. Now, last thing, again, which is not important, but best practice, that update this variable name over here also, so that anyone who looks into this script is aware of uh, this regular expression is used for which variable, right? Because we are going to use so many regular expressions. We'll see through it. Because so many value are there. This is just for one. There will be many, so many. So that's why it's better to update the variable name here also. So just copy that and come here, put it here, then underscore as a separator. Underscore we always use to separate two words, right? So G session ID underscore. And if you save, so this name will reflect here as well. So It will do what? By looking only, you will come to know that okay, this extraction extractor is extracting this value, right? Because we are going to use so many extractors, it makes the thing little unstable or easy. So this is done. So that is step number. Now comes the parameterization, right? So parameterize that variable which we have just created in all those subsequent requests using control F in one go, and wherever that particular dynamic value is passing. It may be passing in body, URL, or header, wherever it is passing, we have to uh, parameter. Parameterizing means replacing. Okay, replacing that uh, value, that particular dynamic value, with that variable using control F. We will do. So generally it's written parameterizing, but in simple word, if you think replacing that dynamic value which is passing in our script wherever, using that variable in a parameterization syntax form, which is like this. And using control F, we do, right? Or simple, yeah, simple. Okay. Parameterize that variable into those subsequent requests using control F in one go, wherever that particular dynamic value is passed. Okay. And then we have to run and test and verify the response. So we'll see this part first. Let us. So what we have to do is this value, which is here. And this value, chance is that it can be present in other requests also. Okay. Like previously, I have shown you another script where one value was repeating in multiple places, right? In URL only. So everywhere we have to remove this value, right, with this variable name in a parameterization form syntax, which is like this. Okay. So remember, what is parameterization syntax? Is dollar, flower braces, variable name, flower braces close. This variable name and flower braces, right? Dollar, uh, flower braces, variable name, flower braces close. So first, and how to do? So see, you can do that one by one. So one by one, if you want to do, you have to just replace this and copy this variable name and just delete it from here and you write it dollar flower braces and that variable name and flower braces. Simple, right? We will do that. But since this value can occur at multiple places in a script, so we will do one by one. That's why we do control F. Control F will do what? It will replace everywhere. So press control F. When you press control F, so this search tree will come. Now it will tell us what we want to search in this whole script. Right? In whole script. So in whole script, I want to search for this value. So this value, I'll copy that. I'll put it here. Now this value with what you want to replace it by. So I want it to be replaced it by this variable in a parameterized form. So what is that parameterized form, right? So dollar flower braces, flower braces, and variable. Copy this, put it here, flower braces. And remember, do not type the variables. Okay. Once the variable name is given, just copy paste everywhere, wherever you. Mostly when you are replacing, simply copy. Do not type it. Why? Because we are human, and simple single spelling mistake like anything you did. Suppose it's something here and here while you are typing it, accidentally you change something, a space you have given, or s become a small s, or anything. So 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 it will become different because variables are, remember, variable name in programming language. is always case sensitive, name sensitive, spelling sensitive, everything. Means whatever spelling you are giving, whatever format of case means capital letter, small letter, what, it has to be same everywhere. Even a single letter change or anything, that complete a whole variable will change. Means it will become a different variable. So do not type it. Okay, like suppose you have written a good name here, first give that name. Then wherever you are using this, do not type it, copy paste, copy and paste, so that it comes here as it is, and we do not do any uh, human mistake, right? Fine. So it came now when I so this is done. So this is parameterization method. I'll have selected it just to show you like how it will be replaced. So now, so it is going to search this. It will replace that with this. Now what we have to do is we have to do replace all. Means wherever this value will be there in the script or this value, it will be searched. It will be first searched, and then it will be replaced by this, right? So I'll so just see, and I'm going to click here. Everywhere it got replaced, right? Now I'll close it. So remember, wherever that replacement will happen, it will be highlighted like this, some blue like. Okay, so you can see it got replaced, and one more place it is replaced, which is in header. Also, that value was there. So everywhere it got. Now, so it's done and save your work. Now, next thing, if you see this got highlighted, so it can become irritating or it look irritating. So if you want to remove this, just click on this red brush. Remember, no, not this one. Okay. Sorry, not red. It's a dark yellow, not this one. This dark yellow brush. Just click it 2 or 3 times, and this will gone. See, they will be gone. Right? All gone. Right. So every time you do like that, we'll be doing like that. So done. Now, now we have to test it. So how to test it? Correct. So once this is done, we have to run and test it and verify the response. So how to test it? So what we have to do is till where we have done this. So we have done this till PS03. So all this we can disable, because no need to run all this right unnecessarily for now. So from here to select this, then press shift, and then select this last one, all will be selected, and then you can press Control T. So all will be disabled, because unnecessary why to run this. What will happen whenever you run, right? You see, they all get executed, but we are slowly working on fixing of this, right? So one by one we will go debugging. So that's why this last part we have disabled. We'll just run this PS3 from beginning to PS3. Now, what we will do is we will test. In this test, what it is done, right? So in test, we will run it and we'll see that whether the new value, whatever is coming in 16, it is getting passed here on. Remember, okay? So that is. So let us run. So this is 16. Correct? 16. Let us go to response. You can manually check. You can see a 988. You can copy this, and then it has to pass in next request, right? Which was this request 34, right? Here the old value is showing. I'll come to that later on. So where we can see that. it is passing in, it has to pass in request, right? So the previous value, the value is coming in the response of 16. So we have searched that, we selected 16 and we have searched that from response body of the 16, right? Which is here, the new value. We have copied that also by selecting. Now this value is passing in request of this next request, right? Request, remember. So you have to click on this and go to request tab. Remember, okay, beginner people can get confused. So go to request tab because it is going back to the server with the request, right? So we have to go back to the request and then in request body, wherever it is passing, in request body, request URL, request header, there you can search. So for now it's in request URL, so you can see that same value. Or you want to be 100% sure, so just put that open value here and click on find. It will highlight, right? So means the new value is coming and now new value is passing or not. New value is passing. So this is the process. It looks very easy. Nothing is there. Few things we have to just take care, and that all I'll be explaining. Very right. So in this way, now what will happen? Again, suppose if I run, so every time new value will come, and now suppose one new value. So in 16 again, suppose again it's new one, right? And go to this, click here, go to request. This was old one, 98. Now the new one is 92. You can see also. You see, right? So this is how you see we are extracting that value from here and passing it back to the server. This is the process of correlation parameter. And that process involves, this is what we have done. We have prepared a regular expression and we have added extractor from where we want to extract it inside that. Remember, inside that, okay? Inside that request. We have added it. We have filled this all things. Right? We have created a variable. Then we have replaced that with that variable. We have replaced that value with that variable in parameterized form or parameterized syntax and using control F so that wherever that value is passing, everywhere it got replaced. Right? Fine. So before I go and talk more on this, one more thing. See, sometime what will happen, you will see that value name will be shown in here, okay? Or the value will be shown here. So this is actually name. Okay, remember, this is name. Name you can give anything. Every element, suppose this is it has a name. You can change it. Okay, here its name. Every element there is a you can change that, right? Everything. So same way, what happens? Whatever the request is there, even I have shown, I think we have talked that the transaction name and the path will come here, and whole thing will be shown as the name of the request, right? So same thing has happened here. The transaction name, which is signing, and the path, right? It is showing. So actually, it's name, right? So we have changed it here, but it will not change here. And there is no need to change also because it's just a name. Right? Things will affect here. Things will not affect here because it's a name. So do not get confused. So what you can do is you can just remove this part just to avoid the confusion. You can delete this. Yes. Do not delete the number. Okay, remember that in the end of every request, JMeter adds number, right? Sequencing number. So do not delete that. Just this part from here to here. You can just delete it. So like this you can do, and you can save. So if you save it, also it will become very short. You'll see name will become short. So you can do that because that is a dynamic value and it is creating confusion and it is coming in name which is changing in nature. Why to keep it, right? Or so that you can do, or you can do what like how it was looking like. It was looking like this, right? So instead of this value, you can just put the variable, not in parameterized form, simple, so that people are also aware that okay, here a value passes like this. You also you can do like JSON ID is equal to variable, but not in parameterized form. Dollar and other thing we give it not. Even if you give an, it will not It will not impact anything. And plus, we should not give any, generally not. So simply variable name. So anyone who sees that, okay, you'll see, okay, here a variable is in past. C underscore. See that which we are giving, it is short form for correlated variables. Correlated variable, because this process we are doing is correlation. So correlated variable. So anyone we see, you will understand. So like that you can do, or you can remove also. Fine. Now, now the same thing, if I run for 2 user or 3 user, so we can change it, let us say 3 user. So now you'll see the three thing that I talked in very beginning, right? Remember about this dynamic value. What three thing I have told? That first thing is they are unique in nature. They never, we do that many times. Even same user is doing that repeatedly. So always new value will come, right? So that's why its name is dynamic. What is the meaning of dynamic? Dynamic meaning is changing in nature, right? That's why it's called dynamic, means changing in nature. It changes every time, right? So they are never static in nature. They changes every time for every same transaction and for every same user also. Right? So so the first point what I told, that they will always change. Like OTP always change. So even you do it repeatedly, or even same user is doing it repeatedly, multiple time. Every time new value server will send. So it will always change, and that we have seen that. Second thing what I told, that uh, like yeah, like for multiple users, right? Suppose multiple users, different users, the same example, if you remember the banking transaction all are doing. So every user will get its own OTP, right? So here also, if suppose three users are doing that, correct? So each three users will get three different dynamic value from server, and all three user has to pass that back, whatever they are receiving. Okay, they cannot interchange or whatever. But this will automatically handle. No, no need to. I'll just show you. So see, I have run it for three users, right? You can see just ran it for three users, and that's why you see three time homepage, enter restore, sign in, homepage, enter restore, sign in, homepage, enter restore, sign in. Three time it has done, right? Generally, in the JMeter, you'll see like that because it's a tool. In real time, you can just think like three people open three browsers, okay, and one user launch homepage launch, then he did enter restore, then he did sign. Same another browser, one user open homepage launch, he did enter restore and sign in. Same here also, homepage launch, enter restore and sign. Right, but that is in real time. Here, the same thing. These are virtual users, users created by tool, right? So three users and they did the same thing. So actually, what they are doing, these all users in real time, if they open the browser, three different browser in three different laptops, so they are just sending the request only. Correct? That is what we have learned so far. Request. So these three users are doing what? They are also sending the request. So that's why you see three homepage three times by three different users. Three time enter store, three times sign. Now, which user is who? That also we can find. To find that, you have to just click here and click on sample result. So it will tell you. You can see. So remember here, it will give the name, thread group name. Okay. So thread group name means scenario name, right? Scenario name. So scenario name is this. This one, remember, one hyphen one. So this one represents the thread group. How many thread group you have in the script? So generally we have, if you have only one thread group, it will show one. If you have multiple thread group, it will show two or three. But ignore that. For now, we generally use only one thread group. So always it will show one. And this one will give the number of user according to JMeter. Okay. So this is first user. So first user did homepage. Then you can see first user did interest. Then this is second user did homepage. Second user did enter store. This sign in is done by first user. Then this sign in is done by second user. This homepage is by third user. Then this enter user, store is by third user, and this sign in is by third. Okay, so using this number, you can identify. Now let us see that the concept. So this is enter store by first user. So let us see what server has sent him. So the value to first user, I'll just write it here in sequence, is 92 DC4. Okay, not all, just a few letters. 92 DC4. Okay, by first. So we'll see whether it is passing back in his sign in on. So this is the sign in of first user. You can see here. So let us go to request. And is it same on 92 DC4BE? Correct? Same. Right? Now let us check for second user. So this enter store is by second user. So in response, obviously he will also get a new value, a separate value. So 66 DC06. Right. Now let us check the sign in for him. So this is the sign in for second user, and this is the request. And if you see, is it same on? Same, right? Then third user. So this is the enter store for third user. Okay. And if you see, for him also server has sent a separate value, which is E88 E7, correct? And this is again signing by third user. So wait. Okay, sorry, sign change request. So hope you understand this how it works, right? Every user is getting a different value, because it's like real time you have to think. Do not think here. You may get confused. Just think like that. In browser also we have seen this thing happening. So three user open three different browser or in three different laptop, and they are accessing home page, enter, restore, sign in. So obviously in browser also it is done, right? We have seen. I've shown you in UI how it is in application, how it is done in handle. In backend how it is coming and how it is handled by browser. These value are coming in the application also, right? In browser also we have seen. And in browser automatically it's get handled. So we have seen the JSON ID or for login they are coming, right? So it's same way. You have to think like three different user are there on three different browsers. So server has sent so they are doing home page enters to sign in. So obviously he will get a different value, he will get a different value, he will get a different value, and he will send what he has received, he will send what he has received, he will send what he has received, right? And this is happening, right? Here also. So you see, this is you can think like a magic, but this is how it works. A very simple thing, right? And this is called correlation and parameterization. Even not for three user, even if we run for 10 user or 100 users, for every user, server will send a different values, right? In enter store, and each user will be sending what he has received back to the server in his sign in, because every user sign in will be different, right? The request will be different, and that we get from here just for understanding purpose. So they will be sent. So this is same way the OTP example, right? Uh, Multiple users doing the transaction. Every user will get different OTP and they have to send it back. And one more thing, third thing, what I told is uh, even one user doing it or multiple user doing it repeatedly, the value are never repeating. Always new value will come, right? Which is never repeating. So just now we have seen no such every time the dynamic value which is sent by the server is always new. It is never repeating, correct? Or never same for two users. OTP also, it cannot be same for two users, right? Even 1 lakh users are sending, let us say they are doing money transfer at same time, but all 1 lakh will receive 1 lakh OTP, but all will be different. So same thing. Do not correlate that. OTP thing is different thing. This is different thing. Just for understanding purpose, the behavior, the behavior of OTP or behavior of dynamic value is almost same. So these are also never repeating. Server always sends a new value, and that never repeats. Even let it be 1 lakh user or 10 lakh user, like so. This is correlation. Now, a few more things I'll explain on this correlation before closing. First thing is, okay, for discussion about other. So in the same way, now, so we have to do the point. Step number 5 is done. Step number 6. Follow the above step for other dynamic value in the script. Means in the same way, starting from 1 to 5 till here, we have to do the same process for other dynamic because we have to deal with the value one by one at a time, right? So now in the same way, this value is fixed, right? And tested also. Now, same way, let us enable login. Let us check. So in login, two values are there. So one by one. So first we will fix this one, then this one by one. Okay. By following the same process from top to till. Fine. So that we'll do tomorrow, but a few points. First point is you will be having confusion about their boundary. Correct. So see, there are 3 points that we should understand about left boundary and right. They should be taken from same line in most of the cases. Okay. It means that actually what happens, the code that comes, right? That code, they have a line actually. Generally, every coding has a line. Coding, okay, little bit coding at least we all have done. So every coding has a line. Like you can see, this is one line, this is another line, this is another line, this is another line, this is another line, right? It's ending here, right? This whole is one line, this is one line, right? So, uh, like that. This actually this is code only. This is text or code. So code they have line concept. So now first thing generally, always remember in most of the cases, the this is suppose this was the value which we need to extract, and to extract that we need the dynamic we need the left boundary, left some content from left hand side and some content from right hand side. So the content from left hand side are called left boundary and the content of right hand side are called right boundary. Okay? So generally it should be taken from same line. Means whatever the content you are taking, this or this should be of same line. This is same line and from same line. Do not take from the above line or downside line. No. Okay. There is another rule for that, but first thing is like, okay. Before I come to this, first let us understand what is this left boundary, right? So see, left boundary, right boundary is like an address. Okay. In this whole world, so suppose I have to reach to your home, or you are inviting me to your home, or you are suppose you have ordered something correct on e-commerce or food. So you give an address, right? Without address, no one can come. So address is there. So in real world, we have our address like whatever building name, street name, city name, town name, pin code, then many things, gully name, numbers, and other thing, right? So many things. So remember, in the same way, this is a huge code, right? You see, this is huge code, and I want to extract this value because in place of this, next time new value will come. Always new value will come, and in this place only, server is sending that new value whose name is JSS. So I want to extract that. Now to extract that, how this works, first we have to understand. We prepared a regular expression, correct? Then we tested it, right? We tested that also. It was fetching that value. Then inside that request, we added the extractor, and we put that expression. We have given the variable name and this some other detail. So how it works? Whenever we will run the test, so first this request will be fired as usual. Okay? So this request gets fired. Okay. Now what will happen? Obviously, response will come, and in response, obviously, always server will send that value. Now, once this request got fired and response came, after that, this will act. This will come in picture, this fellow, and this fellow will go to that address, right, using this left boundary and right boundary in that response, in whole this big response, and then it will try to extract that uh, value using that expression. Once that is extracted, it will store that in this variable, right? You know variable concept, a equal to 10, suppose, and then we can call this variable anywhere, right, in programming. So same way, whatever the value got extracted, that got stored here. So JSON ID is equal to that new value, correct? Now what we did, we called that variable here in parameterized syntax. So it means that whatever the value got stored here, whenever we will be running, that value will be coming at that place, right? That's very simple. Now we are talking about the left boundary right. So left boundary right boundary is the address. How JMeter will know? Okay. So when this request got fired and when response came, when this uh, is going to extract that this value which is here, right? How he will know, or how this extractor will know that where that value is. Understand? It's same thing, na? That's the real world example I'm giving. That suppose a delivery person is coming to your address or your friend is coming to your address, how he will reach to you, right? Until unless you give a proper address. And that's why nowadays Google Map we give, right? Which gives a proper address with other. But do not think like that. Think 10 years back when Google Map was not there. So how we used to give every detail, right? Every single detail we used to write in our address so that postman or anyone can reach that, right? So same way, this, you see this code, this is huge code, right? Huge code. How that fellow will know, this extractor will know where to go, where is that value, and that he has to extract. So for that purpose we give the left boundary and right boundary, understand? So that when he, in that big code, when this fellow goes and try to find that, so he first try to find that with this, okay, in this whole big code you'll find this line. Then uh, these symbols are this symbol, this opening braces tells that before opening braces whatever the content are there, that is left boundary, then opening braces, and then closing braces. So whatever the thing is there in between opening and closing braces, that is the value. And after closing braces, whatever the things are there, that is right boundary. So that is the importance of this open, small braces. Okay. So it will go, it will read this, then it will see, okay, opening brace. It means that, okay, now value will start. So it will read whole value. Then he will see closing braces, and then he will see this right bound. So he will match that as well, right? Closing and that right bound. So it is here. So it will read, and it will come here, like braces will come. So it identify this, right? Then he will read this well. Then he will read this right boundary, and before that closing is there. So that value is this in between this. So it is going to establish, right? So this is the concept of left boundary and right. They act as a address, right? Now coming to address, that is what there are three things related to the address. First thing is address. Yeah, that is what the left boundary, right boundary. Generally, we should give the content of the same line. This is whole one line till here. So anything you should give from left hand side or right hand side, it should be of same line, not from above line or downside line. Okay. In few cases it changes, but I'll tell that later. That is first point. Second point, there is no length constant. Remember, this is important thing. Many people will get confused that suppose this is the value, right? So how much I'll keep? So these are the content. Uh, so this is the whole content of left hand side, and after this whole content is of right hand side till here. So how much I'll keep left hand side and how much I'll keep of right hand side, right? That thing can come in mind, right? So see, there is no length constant. Length means the length of left boundary or the length of right boundary. There is no hard and fast rule for it. You can start with a small also, and you can prepare the expression and test it. If it is working, fine. If it is not working, in that case, try to increase the length, right? Try to increase the length. So for now, suppose I can start with from here one. I can with J session and till here. I can copy that. You see, this much is the left, then right side for right. This much is right. So small compared to this, if you see it is small. Now I will go and test. It. So it's working. You can see that value getting expected. So it means that this much also works for me. So I can use this. If this much is also not working and the value is not getting properly expected, then you can increase the content of left hand side, or you can increase the content of right hand side also, right? So that is done. So I'll just update this because this much, so no need to give this much big. Because making the things simple is more perfect. Why too unnecessary, complicated, right? So that's about length, right? So length constant. Next point, that is last point, is there must be no dynamic values or content in the left boundary. Important. Now, what is the meaning of this? Suppose this is the value, and I'll draw the value. So whatever content here is at right boundary, this side, left boundary. Now, whatever the content that you are taking of left boundary or whatever content you are taking from right boundary, remember this is the value. So forget about that, right? That we have to extract using dot plus question mark, fine. But that before question mark, braces, right? Before opening braces and after closing braces, whatever the content, that is what left boundary, right boundary. In that, there should be no dynamic value in this. Whatever you are taking, like as I said, you can take this small small also, you can take whole big also. But whatever you take, remember there should be no dynamic value. I will ask me, this is already dynamic value, then what I'm talking, right? I'm talking about dynamic value in this. Suppose you are taking this much. This is the value. So in this, there should be no dynamic value. Means there should be no changing value. Or on right hand side, if you are taking all this much as a right boundary. So in this also, there should be no dynamic, any changing value. It happens. Okay, it can happen. So you have to just take that much only, which is fixed, which is not changing. Because remember, in this content, this is going to act as an address. This is left boundary address. This is right boundary address. Now, if anything in this only is changing, then how JMeter extractor will reach to this place? It will not reach, right? Because this has to be a static. Static means fixed. Fixed stuff. This all just then only it will reach to this point. This is itself a dynamic value. We have to extract. But now in the address only, if anything is changing, so think like that. Okay, simple. That suppose delivery person is coming, a postman is coming, and you are given an address. But suppose something happened, some magic happened, and next day that address is not there. Or some landmark you have given that there is a temple and from that temple two roads are going. One road is going this way, one road is going this way. So you have to take this road. Okay. Now tomorrow when he is coming, the temple vanishes. Temple is not there. So which road he will take? Right. So like that. So this is address. In address, whatever content you can take a small content also. You can take whole big content also, depending on uh, this value should be extracted. Right? Just now actually. But remember, whatever content that you take in this, there should be no changing data in it. If there is changing data, avoid that. Do not take that. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of changing data? Changing data means we have to understand the code. See, this is the recording law. So we have same 16. I think now we are extending much. I'll try to start early. I will not extend much. Yeah. So suppose this is the code. Now, if you see, this is the value. But apart from that, if you see this part or this part, I'll just copy this. And this is replay. Replay means every time server is sending same response. So this is, if you see, so this part till here, whenever always the response comes, this is not changing, right? Not changing. Right? This part is changing. This part is, and that is which the value is. And that's why we are using the extract expression. And then this part is not changing. Do you see? So that is how you are identified. So in code, everything will not change because the response code has to be same, right? Response will not change every time. But these value are hidden. These are dynamic values. So only they changes. But sometime what happen in left boundary also, right boundary, something you can find changing in nature. So that time you have to ignore that part. Okay. Suppose let us say you have taken this much, but this part is changing. You think how will know it's changing? When you rerun, like suppose first time it is looking like this, but when you are running, you will see that something here is changing. So you get the idea, right? Changing or here something is changing. This is changing, that is fine. But here also something is changing. Something. So I'll not take that, right? I'll try to take this much only. I'll try to take this much. I'll not take anything in left boundary or right boundary, which is changing in nature. Okay? Left boundary and right boundary should be always static, always fixed stuff, which is not changing. So these are the three rules, and that is all about left boundary. And I believe hope till here everything is clear, right? So from tomorrow we will fix the another dynamic value. Even I'll show this same concept for that other script, right? Uh, we'll just do take one. I have shown also, but just one or two dynamic value also, so that you have a idea or you have a brief, full confidence. Okay, the same concept is used everywhere, right? So we'll do that. So we are continuing with that. We discuss about that. So this will take time. In this only so many stuff. Redirection we have already discussed on. Fine. So tomorrow we will fix other value. Then there is some change here. There is in sequence some changes there. I'll add them. We will yeah, prepare test data. So many things are there. You can change, go up and down like that. Fine. So till here you can practice. If you feel any confusion, please feel free to uh, ask in next session. Have a great day.